Hi, everyone. In the driver's seat today, our topic is vehicle repair and reconditioning. Joining us is Yanni Arvis, Managing Director of Dent Master. With over 15 years in the automotive industry, Yanni has held key roles in auto sales, dealership consulting, and operational management, helping dealerships and dealer groups surpass performance goals. His expertise in business strategy, team leadership, and customer service excellence drives the company's continued success. Yanni joins us today from North Sioux City. Welcome, Yanni.
Hi. Thanks for having me. That is an introduction. Did I write that one?
But wait, there's more. Yanni, I wanted to give you a big shout out, a big congratulations on being an important part of our Automotive News 100 Leading Women Awards Gala and Conference. It was just a few weeks ago. Dent Master was a lead sponsor, and you kicked things off at the gala with some wonderful words of support. It was so great.
I just want to thank Automotive News for allowing us to be a part of it. That was a great opportunity, and we're very happy to be part of that program. Being there for 2 days, being around all the leading women in the industry, truly made me learn a lot, and I feel very good about where we are today as an industry.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't agree more. And thank you again for being that lead sponsor. Okay, so Yanni, last year you and I caught up on our Up to Speed program. You gave us a snapshot of how you and your team at Dent Master, work and what it takes from an operational standpoint, what it takes to be on the ground quickly and consistently after extreme weather situations. Now, you and your team were just in Detroit for a special demonstration event. Tell us a bit about it. What was special about the event?
We were demonstrating our new product it's a new service that's part of our new product that we're coming up with is our rapid response units. You can see in the video in the back. So these are units that we can deploy within 24 hours, and they're set up anywhere. So we can start assessing vehicles and doing repairs on urgently needed vehicles right away within 24 to 48 hours. So those are mobile units that can be set up, do repairs, and also do damage assessment and estimates pretty quickly anywhere. So this is part of a bigger new service that we're working on right now with a couple of partners. It's a couple of manufacturers and a few insurance service providers.
Yeah, so that sounds like a great event in Detroit, Yanni, with that rapid deployment team that you're telling us about. So now I want to ask you about the uncertainty we're seeing right now in the market. What are you seeing and hearing from dealers as far as insurance coverage and with regard to repairs?
True, there is a lot of uncertainty right now in the market and there's a lot of problems, but that statement can be made 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And unfortunately, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now, we will always have some challenges. This is part of our industry. The thing that makes this a little bit more unique, it's no pun intended, almost a perfect storm, right? Right now, dealers are feeling the pressure from all sides. Inventory is becoming a little bit harder to get. So new and used vehicles are becoming more priceless for them to have. Uh, and at the same time, insurance coverage is becoming harder to obtain because of how many weather events are happening, and they're just getting bigger and more often, and they do more damage. So on both sides, they're feeling the pressure on covering their inventory and obtaining the inventory, on top of everything else that's happening in the market right now.
Yanni, so much of what you do comes down to speed and cost, and of course, quality. And we've talked about that before in our interviews that we did last year. Are there dealers out there who are faced with selling weather damaged inventory as is instead of doing the repairs?
Well, speed and quality are the foundation of what we do, and that will never be compromised in any way. The cost part is where we come to play, so we can make a difference and try to be able to make the decision of fixing your vehicles or selling them as is as easy as possible. Uh, that's part of the reason the rapid deployment units have been put together because they're a part of a bigger program we're working on that can offer dealers and floor plan insurance providers an easier way to handle those claims and keep the costs from skyrocketing. So vehicles don't have to be sold as is. Selling a vehicle with damage today means there's a trade-in tomorrow coming in with damage, which will be a lot harder to fix. Same way, buying a vehicle with damage has its own complications that when you have a claim of your own later on. In the end of the day, nobody wants to sell vehicles with damage, and nobody wants to be driving vehicles with damage. We want to all be proud of what we sell and what we drive.
Yeah, it's so true. Yanni, seeing these changes and challenges that dealers are facing firsthand, you talked about how a lot of this is unprecedented. We use that term a lot, but really, a lot of what these dealers are going through, it's never happened like this before. And it's led you to create new ways to add value in this space and to do it quickly. Tell us about the project you're about to launch.
We're working on a program that is a direct repair program for dealers. So it covers the cost of repairs, which in turn limits the cost itself from skyrocketing, but at the same time provides quality repairs without any sacrifice. It eliminates a lot of the waste out of the process. The dealers don't have to make a lot of decisions on who to hire, how to hire them, are they credible to repair their cars. The insurance providers feel more confident in their cost being what they're supposed to be instead of having a lot of extra waste in there. So it makes it more affordable for them to insure areas that normally would be bad business. I mean, because in the end of the day, it is a business for everybody, and it has to be attainable. So there's certain areas in the country that they face weather events 3, 4, 5 times a year. So it becomes a very, very hard for dealers for insurance to provide coverage. And those dealers should not have to make the decision just because of where they are to sell vehicles with damage or having uncertainty in what they're going to do. So this program allows us to be able to go start repairs right away, cut away a lot of the extra time, and give everybody assurance that costs are going to be what they're supposed to be without a lot of extra waste, and that the quality will not be compromised.
Yanni, you've been on the dealer side of things and you've been through a lot of what we're talking about as a dealer. Being on the inside at Dent Master now, what's been the most rewarding part of your role?
So the reason I got into this industry a few years ago is we've had a couple of different events in one of my stores, and every time that we had to deal with this, I could see the gaps in the process. I could see the waste that was out there, that was skyrocketing the cost of insurance premiums, but at the same time making the cost of repairs high. So I could see that there was a lot of things that could be done better if we put some programs together and some idea and process behind it. So I want to say that this program we're coming up with together right now it is very rewarding because I feel like I can provide a solution for dealers so they don't have to make those bad decisions, like we said, like selling vehicles as is. But at the same time, it makes it affordable for insurance companies to want to keep providing insurance to those dealers. So I feel like it's something that's a win-win, and it does feel pretty good to be able to provide a service that helps dealers with something that I've seen them face. In the end of the day, nobody wants to sell vehicles with hail anymore because the ones you sell with hail damage right now, they're going to be the trade-ins you take in a few years from now. Same time, when you buy a vehicle with hail damage or with any kind of damage, it does make it harder when you have a claim later on yourself because something happened. So it's a way for us to be able to provide a good service for customers in the end and for the dealers up front.
Yanni, it's been so great having you with us today. Now, it's a tradition to close out each episode with our 0 to 60 challenge. Over the next 60 seconds, we'd like to give our viewers a chance to get to know you a little better. So, are you ready for the challenge?
How many passes do I get?
3.
Okay, let's try.
Okay. All right. Question number 1. What was the first job you ever had?
Waiter, 11 years old.
Amazing. Impressive. Good tips?
Yes.
I would imagine so. Okay, question number 2. What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't in the car business?
I would either own a restaurant or I would be a farmer.
Good choice.
I know it shocks everybody.
Okay, last question. I really want to know the answer to this. If you could drive any car, what would it be?
Pass. Okay. 3000 GT VR4.
Love it. Love it. Well, I want to thank you again, Yanni, and we will see you all next time for In the Driver's Seat.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thanks, Yanni.